Loud noises coming from outside, and I forgot to shut my window. Good heavens. I always think there's another button here. Yeah, but I only do two buttons on my shirt. Let me close the door real quick. Sorry, folks. Shut the door. That was quick. But, well, we're going through a lot of things right now. I got into an argument with a person online, and I won't go into what I mentioned to her. I asked her a question, but she completely bypassed my question and just started saying a bunch of random, what I feel was gobbledygook. And, well, I asked about Colin Flaherty and his books and his work. She didn't talk about that because the first thing they try when you talk about Colin Flaherty is they try to lie, and then they just try to gaslight and sleight of hand, either verbal or posting sleight of hand, because they don't want to get into certain subjects. The left, certain subjects, the left will censor, they will gaslight. Well, first they'll censor, and if they can't censor it, they'll gaslight it. And they'll try to define it and defame it on their terms. This is kind of what they do. And I was listening to a podcast, I forget the name of it, but he was saying a lot of these people have kind of personality disorders. And really what you do with a person with a personality disorder is you just have a no contact with them. And I kind of realize that, but to me it's like I want to knock some common sense into these people, but that's more than likely not going to happen. I mean, sometimes they get out of the cult, but at the moment they're in a cult. And sometimes what you have to do is you have to walk away from things and just let them burn. Protect your home and protect your loved ones and the decent people, but let certain things burn. And I'm hearing noise in the background. I don't know where it's coming from, but that being said, I believe that's the best thing that we should do. And also, like I said, getting your own house in order. And what I've observed is two extremes meeting with each other, and whether on the right or on the left, there are people with personality disorders meeting up with one another and usually doing combat. But on average, it's the left that has the high personality disorders, and how things have kind of become feminized, and intellect and stuff is not necessarily part of the deal here. And things like due process and giving someone their fair day in court, their fairness in a fair hearing, and giving them their side and having an honest debate. That's not something that's to be had. And when people won't give you that, the best thing you can do is strive to walk away and build your own. And there are plenty of other websites besides the mainstream social media sites. You can always go on others, and I recommend that we do that. The people of free thinking, because free thinkers are not necessarily welcome. And I know that the extremists on the other side are always gravitating towards that. But even if they do, you still have to go to that side and make yourself known on that. Because moderation is not what's happening on the other side. It just isn't. And they don't believe in compromise, and they don't believe in discussion. Because, like I said, if you go the further down the rabbit hole you go with these people, they're gonna want to go the other direction. They don't want to examine too many facts. They don't want to examine too many realities. They don't want to examine. Just don't want to do it. They will refuse. Uh, in the end, they'll block you. And that's just what she did. She couldn't handle what I was saying, and she just blocked me. And that's mainly a female trait. Wokeness, the politics of wokeness is primarily female. And females are the ones that control this sort of thing. And they're not into these woke people, but the majority of them are females. They're not necessarily into due process or giving them your say. They treat you very paternally, and you are to go into the corner and be the bad little boy or little girl that you are for not going along with the ride. That's what's happening. That's the way it's going. Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and visit our website at transparencyandmerit.com. Thank you for listening.